Hey everybody, and welcome back to Tenza Motorsports. Today we're going to be just doing a discussion video talking about toolboxes and all of my experiences with them. If you are buying a toolbox that is this size, this is I think 48 by 22 or 24, this size-ish, something like this, especially one like this, and then just kind of like the classic toolbox where you've got the roller cart on the bottom with all the drawers and that classic top piece that, you know, that everybody's dad had. If you are buying any of those styles of toolboxes and there is a comma in the price tag, you are spending too much. Sorry, I'm just gonna say it, you're spending too much money if they're over $1,000, and we'll get into that in just a moment. Before we get started in today's video talking about toolboxes, and we'll go over the ones that I have here at my work, I have our next giveaway right here. This is the face of a BMW wheel. It's the same wheel that was on our E36 death cart when it came to a violent end. And I'm gonna be cleaning it up. I've already started to sand on it, and we'll be painting it, making it look all nice, putting a new center cap, new M logo on there, and we'll be giving it away to one of our followers on Instagram, Tenza_Motorsports. All you have to do to be part of our giveaways is be following us. That's where we pick our winners from. All right, so right now we are at home. And this is my setup right now. I have talked about in the past what my plans are, and later on we'll go and see my toolboxes at work and just kind of show you what I've got. This toolbox right here is 48 by, I believe it's 22 or 24, I can't remember. This one was $450 on sale. I think normally they sit around the $500 price tag, and it has been absolutely fantastic. This toolbox here, US General, this all day long you can find these around $200. These lower non-brand name cheaper boxes have really started to up their game because they're trying to compete with some of the nice stuff. So this has the soft close, big wheels, which is nice because when you're rolling them around, you've got a little tiny coaster. They don't like to go over rocks. Big wheels, nice locks. It's got the locking on it. All the stuff that you would need in a toolbox. These all day long, under 500 bucks. There is no reason to buy one if there's a comma in the price tag. Now, if you're getting like a huge setup or something like that, a giant toolbox, obviously, you're gonna probably spend a couple of $1,000s on it. But what I'm saying is more like this in a Matco or Mac or Snap-on. This would be like a $4,000 or $5,000 box, and I might be underestimating some of those prices for something that I paid $450 for. 10 times the price. 10 times the price. That even the best argument is if you put too much stuff in it, the sliders won't work or something dumb like that. Buy another box. Buy another box. If you're overloading this one, buy a second box. I'll be in at $900. I could buy two of them. If I wasn't putting a workbench here, I'm going to be kind of like building a workbench around this, and that way I've got lots of horizontal space here. If I wasn't doing that, I could literally buy a second one of these, take this top off and stack them. Top drawer would be about here, which is a little bit tall. You'd be in at $900. $1,000 if they were 500 bucks a piece. I'm sorry, but there's no reason to spend a ton of money buying a tool truck brand name. I'm sure that I'm making a lot of people mad, but I've been wrenching at home for well over 10 years at this point, and I've been wrenching at work for coming up onto 2 years now. And guess what? My toolboxes hold the wrenches, they hold the pry bars, they hold the screwdrivers, and nobody would know the difference. Now at work, I just recently picked up in Milwaukee, I believe it's a 52-inch box. This is 48, or maybe that one's 56. It's a slightly larger box and it's slightly taller. And the MSRP on that one's like 900 bucks, and I picked it up damaged. And we'll go over that later on in the video. But for home purposes, there's no reason to go with anything super crazy. That's my personal opinion. Here's what I use at home. I've been nothing but happy with it, and I'm gonna continue to buy things of this quality and price and size. Let's go hop over to my work real quick and I'll show you what I've got going on over there. Similar setup to this, just a slightly larger box. So here are the toolboxes that I use at work. I've got a US General. I think I paid around $200 for this one. This is not a new box by any means. I think this is like, it's probably getting pretty close to like 10, 11, 12 years old, and it has been fantastic. The only thing that's been going on is the paint on this edge right here starting to come off a little bit, but I've beat on it. I think a lot of this has come from laying tools into it and hitting that edge. This one right here is my new toolbox, and I'll show you the old one that I just replaced it with. But again, a toolbox this size, these retail for less than $1,000. I got this one for 600 bucks. As you can see here, there's some black triangles on it. This was actually damaged. The top of it had been pushed forward, and since I do automotive work, I thought, well, I can fix this up. So I pulled the top of it off, straightened it out, and then there was some bare metal up front here, and I was just worried about it getting a little bit rusty. So I put some rust inhibiting stuff on it and painted those corners black and basically squared it up. I picked this thing up for 600 bucks, which is $300 off the price. Now this is bigger than the one that was at my house, just slightly, but I do have some things I don't like about this toolbox, and I'll have this one right here. I don't know what this one's called, but here is the name of the toolbox. I don't know it off the top of my head. This toolbox is really nice. It's got the soft close drawers, but I feel like there's a lot of this that's not very usable. This top drawer right here is super shallow. If you're not putting things in that are just like razor thin here in the top, you can't hardly use it. So as of right now, these two skinny ones here and this one are full of basically loose pliers and loose screwdrivers. And the only thing that I was able to get to fit into this upper one here are these cases for my extensions, my Icon extensions. I have a set of snap-on screwdrivers. That was too tall. I have a set of the Icon wrenches. Those are too tall to fit in here. So it is a little bit frustrating that this drawer right here is so thin and this one is so large. I feel like it would have been better even if they gave you like another like half an inch. Just stolen a half an inch from here and moved it up to here. And probably something similar here. Instead of having two skinny ones, one skinny one, and then start making them larger. That's my only concern with this toolbox. Other than that, it's been pretty good. These skinny ones over here I use for like pens, phone, keys, wallet, my paperwork, that kind of stuff, receipts, things, small things like that. Then the rest of them don't have any problems with those cases. I want my box to be nice enough that they can handle the tools, but not so nice that I feel bad about using them. So basically, cheap enough that I don't mind abusing them, but nice enough that they can handle the abuse. And I feel like this rides the line really well. And this one so far, like I said, this 10, 12 years old. Now I would not have bought this box based on the quality of the box I had before, which is just off camera here, and we'll go over that one in just a moment. I would not have bought this box except for I needed more space here on the top. I need more of a workbench, and my other one's more of an upright. If I had the space here, I would have bought two of these and I would have had so much space I would never have used them again. Before I show my old toolbox and talk about why I feel bad about getting rid of that one and why I had to go to this one, I've only had this for about a week. And so far I've really liked it. Soft close feels nice. I don't have a lot of tools like sliding around. The one at home, I'll even notice that like when I go to shut the drawers, I think the soft close happens in such a small amount of time that it still likes to push things around. This one, the soft close, is almost like double the distance. So even though you're pushing really hard, your tools aren't sliding around as bad. So the Husky soft close isn't quite as nice, but again, soft close is, it's not, I don't want to say it's a gimmick, but it's definitely not a must have. Let me show you my old box real quick and we'll wrap this video up. Here is my old toolbox, which used to be my dad's old toolbox. This top piece he's had since I was really, really, really little. So it kind of sucks to have to get rid of it. I just don't need it. I can't really use it at home. I don't have the space here. I'm kind of out of room. That little area you saw where my other toolboxes were is kind of like all the room I've got to have toolboxes here. And it's, as you can see here, it's kind of a little bit of everything. So I got like home ec up top. I've got Craftsman here. I've put a Harbor Freight tray here on the end, and that way I could have some more workspace. And that's one of the reasons why I bought that other Milwaukee is I have one of these on my little red roller cart and then this one, and it just wasn't enough space. It wasn't enough tool bench space. The other thing is you can't mount a vise to that. I'd like to mount a vise to this Milwaukee one at some point. And yeah, I needed to upgrade, and I was running out of room. I had this basically all the way full except for one drawer at the bottom, and I knew that I was basically a toolkit or two away from having this completely full. So yeah, just remember, a toolbox is a toolbox. It's just to hold your stuff. If there's a comma in it and you're buying one roughly this size, or the size of like that Milwaukee or the one in my Husky, one at home, you're spending too much money on it. They're not that much difference between the two, and you can buy so many cool things if you're just willing to be creative. Don't let the people at your work, don't let the tool truck guys try to push you around. It's your stuff, it's your money. You don't have to be considered a penny pincher to not get screwed over. So thanks again so much for watching. We'll see everybody in the next video.
Bam!